You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar, brought to you by Con Communications.
Well, this is Saturday, September the 8th, and you have indeed entered overtime, true believers, because on a day like this, your ordinary 6-minute sportscast won't even cover the basics. We're talking about one of those days that's too much sausage, not enough casing. That's the kind of docket we have tonight, not only boasting the usual assortment of weekend college football treats, but enriched today with a rare Saturday slate of high school football as well, starting with Quincy High trying to bounce back from that dispiriting loss at Hannibal. The Blue Devils hosting Chicago Harlan today. First Harlan possession today. Started to move the ball a little bit, would end up with a punt, and that would not end up executed very well. High snap, and that's going to set things up for Riverview to deliver some pain, and he would do that a lot on this day. The defensive lineman making his presence felt. The offense goes immediately to work, and on the toss sweep, it's Jordan Osborne in from 3 yards out to put the Blue Devils up 7-0. I mentioned Riverview. You don't like pain? Cry me a river. Mr. Bew with a tackle for loss right there. That would set the table a bit later in the second quarter for the Malik Robbins show, and it was certainly that today. This drive, he does all of the heavy lifting, all on his own. 19-yard pickup there. Malik then showing he can run between the tackles like any good fullback. Remember, converted to fullback from tailback and wingback the last couple of seasons. More from Malik. Another run right here is going to take some pain at the end of it. Going to get up strong and just keep coming in this one as Malik Robbins, I should say, would polish things off. 212-yard rushing day for that young man. More on him in a second. It's 14-0. Later, 14-7 as Harlan comes back in this ball game. Final tick on the clock in the first half. Harlan's going to tie this thing up on the Hail Mary pass. Are you kidding me? We're going to the intermission at 14-all. Quincy High School not happy. Illusions and images of that comeback Hannibal pulled last week. Quincy High was not going to let that happen today. Connor Kelly, quarterback keeper, 5 yards out, splash in for the score, 21-14. Blue Devils at that point. More to come in this one from Quincy High School. We're not done. I mentioned Riverview. I mentioned the defense. It was good in the second half. Bew right there with another takedown. This kid was everywhere for a kid who's probably 5'10", maybe $190, if that. He was great. So too Jordan Osborne on the other end, subbing in right there at cornerback for Ethan Rockhold, the all-conference player who was ejected early in this game. The interception takes points away, and this was your coup de grace. Malik Robbins with his second touchdown of the day. This one from 63 yards away as the Blue Devils, well, they bounce back in a big and major way from that loss to Hannibal last week, winning 35-20. The Blue Devils now 2-1 on the season, going into this week's big homecoming showdown with Rocky. The rivalry game sounds like a potential game of the week. It might well be. Tune in Monday to find out. Meanwhile, Quincy Notre Dame, well, the Raiders went on the road to Jeff City, Helias, state ranked. Always fun to play at Adkins Stadium unless you're the opponent, and this would not be fun for Bill Cannell's team today. Helias going to work. It's quarterback Wyatt Porter hooking up with Anthony Woodruff right here, and 40 yards later as he knifes through the heart of the Q&D secondary. That's a score, 7-0 Helias. More to come from the Crusaders. Michael Tannehill on the short 3-yard touchdown run makes it 13-0 Satyrs at that point. Q&D trying to come up with something, some good defense right here from Barry Welper, who comes up with a pick right here, makes a nice return at the end of it. Maybe the Raiders had something going offensively. They certainly try to get a drive going here. Joe McKay going to go to the air right here. This ball, however, is not going to work out in the Raiders' favor. Not much did offensively today. The tip and the pickoff, that by Jordan Backus, and that would set up another Helias touchdown, this time from Wyatt Porter. He's going to keep it and score from 13 yards out. It was 20-0 at this point. Helias never looked back, pitching the rare shutout today at the Raiders' expense. Q&D now 1-2 on the season as they lose by the final count in this one of 27-0. Might have been worse. Helias had some fumbles in the red zone that certainly cut the heart out of their attack. How about Pittsfield, Grigsville, Perry trying to pull off today's biggest upset? Wade Smith and company down just 8-6 at the half to state-ranked Rockridge. So tell you what, third quarter, the Sockies trying to put something together. Zach Abney with a nice run here, and then it's Ike Whitaker, the big fullback, picking up yardage. Pittsfield all the way down to the 40-yard line. 4th and 1. They'd fumbled the ball over to Rockridge. The defense, though, standing tall for the Sockies. This is Austin Beard, who was everywhere on this day, the big defensive tackle in the middle of the fray. And then look at the great stop right here from Cameron Herring. Talk about the definition of a shoestring tackle to stop Rockridge on 3rd and long. That sets up a punt. Pittsfield takes back over. 4th quarter now, better drive than the last one. It starts with that fella who's just tougher than a $3 steak. Zach Abney, big run there. 3rd and long. Wade Smith, maybe the best pass we've seen this weekend. threading the ball between two defenders. Are you kidding me? Great pass, great catch. And then more Zach Abney at 104 yards rushing on the day, down to the 23-yard line. And then disaster strikes the Saukeys at the 23-yard line, 8 minutes left. They cough the ball up going towards the end zone. Rockridge takes over 4 plays later. It would be disastrous, although the Saukey defense did its best behind Kenny Little right here. But this was the nail in the coffin. 66-yard touchdown rumble as Rockridge closes the door. They also complete the 2-point conversion, go up 16-6, never look back. They play keep away after an interception late and get the victory today. Pittsfield, a hard luck loser, but that defense really improved. Very impressive, perhaps moral victory if you count those. The Saukeys playing much better football than they did in week 1 and particularly than they did last season. Let's move on now. One more for you. Jacksonville route at ISD tonight. Connor Stremlau going to do some work right here, giving it to Nick Lonergan, and this kid can just flat get it done. Nice pickup for him right there. Up near the goal line, that would set up Connor Stone, who's going to fall across right here and put his team up 21-0 at that point. The Rockets not done yet. How about some defense out of Nate Graham's team as they're going to go to work at the other end of things? It's Ryan Lindsay, and he's not on ISD. Great pick for him right there. That's going to set up a Josiah Overton touchdown as well as Stremlau going to roll around. Done a nice job converting to quarterback this season. Little play action there. Stremlau putting the ball right on line, and Josiah is there for the touchdown. And how about some more of Nick Lonergan? That kid can just flat run. The quarterback last year, great move to convert him to tailback because he is an absolute difference maker in this offense. All route by a route tonight as Route would blow out ISD in a rather lopsided victory today. Well, to college football now, where it's time to ask a simple question. If Illinois college basketball star Jacob Tucker could assert claim to the NCAA Division I Slam Dunk Contest, how about a grassroots Division III Heisman Trophy campaign for Blue Boy quarterback Michael Bates? Sounds strange? Well, not after you see these numbers today. Look at what this guy did today. Mr. Bates with a new conference record, 580 passing yards. He also had 7 touchdowns, which breaks Mitch Niecamp's Illinois college record. Michael Bates doing it all today as he was just absolutely ridiculous. Tell you what, he had touchdown passes of 18, 30, 16, 5, 17, 16, and 26 yards. That's a good day at the office. I think that will also make him the Division III player of the country this week as Illinois College goes to 2-0 on the season. Let's see Matt Barkley match those kind of numbers, huh? If we're talking Heisman, good stuff today out of Illinois College. They are rolling. They go into a bye week this week. How about Western Illinois? Coming off that victory over Butler wasn't necessarily overly impressive, but then again, they don't have an impressive column in the win-loss column, just about the wins. Indy staying close in this game, though, to WIU. Division II Indy, I might mention, right there with the touchdown, makes it 14-10. WIU driving, though, late in the second quarter. Josh Hudson over to Charles Chestnut. That's good yardage. Then Colton Ray. He's going to pick up some big yardage right here, right through the heart of that Indy defense as Mr. Ray using the muscle, using the strength, getting down into the red zone. And that would set up Patrick Smith. And this is a new career record from Perfect Pat. 46 yards for him, the longest field goal in his tenure at Western Illinois, and it's dead solid perfect to make it 17-10. Second half, look at the defense right here. Martinez Davis, this is a hit that's going to make your teeth itch. Oh my goodness, doesn't get much better than that. That's just absolute quality right there. Indy kept driving the long touchdown pass, keeps it close in this one here, but Western finishes it off on a Patrick Smith field goal late, and Western's 2-0 going into next week's showdown with Iowa State. Maybe not impressive wins in terms of degree of difficulty, but again, 2-0 is 2-0. Take nothing away from the Leathernecks there because they got the victory today. Up next for Indianapolis, Quincy University, who unfortunately was going to take a money game today at Indiana State, and that's not fun. Shakir Bell, one of the best FCS running backs in the entire country. 12-yard pickup there to make it 7-0 quickly. Then, how about some defense, though? QU showing up in the highlight reel. It's Corey Conley with a sack of Mike Parrish. Oh, more to come right here. Great pass right here from Nick Lonergan. Moves the ball deep. However, this ball is going to be picked off right here by Mark Sewell, and that was pretty much the end of the day for Quincy University. They didn't score today against a really good Indiana State team. Final count in this one was 44-0. Quincy University just kind of trying to do whatever they can to get things started in the Tom Padgett era. Gets no easier next week, as you saw. Indy gave Western all it could handle. Quincy University going to have its hands full next week as well. Culver Stockton, would they do any better? Would they fare any better today? Jeff Duvendek's team at home for Family Day, or Community Day, I should say, at Canton. Peru State on the attack right here.
running the option about as well as you can. That makes it 21-7 at that point in favor of Peru State. Culver Stockton going to be driving right here. Curtis Widener going to hook up with Evan McFadden. First down, but that drive would eventually stall out after that. Wouldn't matter as Culver Stockton forces a fumble on Peru's next possession. The Wildcats would recover this one, and that's a nice boon and a little wind in the sails, if you will, for that team. But the Wildcats could get really nothing much going on this day. Peru State way too strong, beating Culver Stockton in this one by the final count of 48-21 as Culver Stockton falls to 0-2 on the season. One other football score to pass along of the college variety. Truman State now 2-0 on the season, winning it in the home opener against the Blue Tigers of Lincoln University. 42-12 was your final. And that, my friends, is just the warm-up round here. Coming up next on Overtime, we'll catch you up on all the day's volleyball, softball, and golf, and dive back into the week 3 of the high school football season, plus Mizzou's SEC debut. Kind of stinky when this monstrosity of a highlight show continues.
You're watching KHQA Overtime with Chris Dewar. Brought to you by Con Communications.
And welcome back to Overtime, everybody. The undefeated Hannibal Pirate volleyball team got its biggest test yet this weekend with a road trip to St. Charles West for that program's always loaded tournament. And as fate would have it, the Lady Pirates would open their day heads up with the host school. We take you to St. Louis today, or at least to St. Charles. And early on in this game, game number 1, Pirates down by 3, but Catherine Allen doing her level best to serve her team back in. Kay Gieske starts it with the tip in. And then it's Melanie Blaze with the big kill, and all of a sudden there's some momentum working. The gears are kind of grinding for the Lady Pirates. Carly Watson going to come up with a beautiful setter dump right here, and that's 3 points in a row. But we're not done in this run, not by a long shot. How about the ace from right here from Miss Catherine Allen herself? She had 2 of these in this run, as she would just serve off 12 straight points to put Hannibal up in game number 1. They're going to finish off strong at the other end. It's Kay Gieske right here with the put down for the side out at that point. She's going to take over serving. The defense is going to come up strong for Hannibal as they're going to win game number 1 right here thanks to Melanie Blaze with the big blockage action at the net, and then Brooklyn Watson with a beautiful kill. Hannibal wins game 1, loses game 2 in pool play to St. Charles West. As everything would have it, Hannibal would meet St. Charles West, the host school, for 3rd place and beat them in straight games. So good day overall as the Lady Pirates recover and recover nicely as they take 3rd place at a really good tournament. Speaking of great showings today, the Quincy Notre Dame girls end up winning the Lincoln tournament, beating Belleville East in 3 to get that done. Our congratulations to the Lady Raiders as they worked that very, very well. And Miss Cassidy Foley was among those who ended up joining the all-tournament team. So congratulations to her. I believe she had 13 kills in that championship game. And Jacksonville winning a championship today in their own tournament, beating Washington in straight games to get that done. Jacksonville kind of backdoored its way into the championship game, but they certainly took advantage today. Jalen Keenan company playing very, very good volleyball. Let's take you to some soccer. Hannibal in their own tournament taking on Fulton. First half scoreless. Good chances for both sides in this one. Trevor Hertline gets a good look right here. The save, though, would be made. Moments later, it's Fulton with the free kick. Ends up in front of Logan Robinson, but he's going to watch it go just wide right there as Hannibal dodges a bullet. How about this corner kick right here from Casey St. Clair? Going to try to punch that home as the Pirates looking for scoring opportunities. Not quite going to happen at that point. Scoreless through the first half, second half. I'll tell you what, Fulton let loose in this one. They ended up with 4 goals in the second half to just 1 for Hannibal. Hannibal is dropped into the 3rd place game by virtue of a 4-1 loss. And in that game, Hannibal loses to Fulton, loses to Macomb, who would take 3rd place on the day. As you see that score, 2-1 is your final there. So Hannibal 4th in their own tournament. Macomb finishes 3rd. Nice showing for that Rising Bomber program. More for you today. Quincy High School at home taking on Moline. Bad day to have the Bear midriff showing. Quite obviously. Let's pick it up right here. This is a thing of beauty. Passing back and forth right here between Bronson Melvin and Blake Herman, who already had a goal on the day. But at this time, it would be Bronson Melvin who cleans home the one-timer. Herman with the assist. 3 other goals on the day for the Blue Devils, all of them from Blake Herman. That's a pretty crafty day. And this, again, pretty crafty passing between these 2 fine gentlemen as Quincy High School kind of gets its offensive mojo back. They win today over Moline. Do the Blue Devils. 4-1 was your final. The news not quite as good for Quincy Notre Dame across town, taking on Waterloo Jabot, a team that Greg Reese has some history with in the playoffs over the last couple of years. Jabot, though, wins 2-1 on this day. Aubrey Reese with an assist in that game for Q&D. Elsewhere on the docket today,
Big news in softball, North Shelby tournament final. Tell you what, nobody better right now than Mackenzie Grossman from Mark Twain. She pitches a perfect game in the championship game to beat Scotland County. Also strikes out 15 in the offing. Mark Twain wins your championship. The third place trophy goes to Paris, who knocked off the host school 6-2. And over at Putnam County, Clark County in its final game of the night, which we think is the third place game. Don't have confirmation on that, but I believe doing the back math, Clark County took third place, beating Milan 9-0. Jessica Roberts adding a home run to the cause there. Also, we've got some tennis to talk about. Quincy High fourth at the Rocky Invitational today. Katie Fauble taking one of, I guess, 4 medalists today for the Blue Devils, the highest one. She finished second in #1 singles. Also in golf today, Q&D girls winning honors at the brand new D.A. Wybring course in Metamora. Q&D with a 345. Lucy Clark was your medalist. Jamie Earhart finished second. You can't get much better than that. Also the Quincy High golf team today playing very, very well in Mattoon. They end up getting a great day from Zach Burry, who finished third individually. Well, 'tis the time right now, every Saturday, that we honor the area's very best sports coupling with the Con Communications Connection Award. Each week in the segment, we'll unveil our pick for the best local connection of that week. The monthly award, however, is all up to you folks. You can go to our website during the last week of each month, peruse the nominees, and then vote for your favorite. And as an inducement to do so, we're offering each and every one of you a chance to win a great prize package from Con Communications simply by going to connecttristates.com and doing the voting thing. So do that. Democracy matters. Let's take you to this week's Con Communications Connection, and it's provided to you by a kid named River. And if you know you're going to name your kid River, he's going to get in the highlights, especially when he plays as well as River Bew does today. Look at this. This is almost Mike Singletary-like, the way he comes open and the eyes come wide right there. Good stuff from River Bew, the second nominee of September. Obviously, our earlier nominee, if you prefer, as we take a look at the list from last week. The hookup from Coy Dorothy to Austin Hardy, that beautiful catch that West Hancock had against Monrose. Again, we'll have 2 more nominees at the end of the vote. At the end of the month, you can vote for your favorite, and we hope you will do so. Also, you can vote right now on my Facebook page for your hero of week 3. Right now, Brock Butler of Palmyra, outstanding quarterback, kind of running away with things, but you have all the way till Wednesday to vote. If you can't find the connection or the link, just go to Tourisms at connecttristates.com right now. There's a link on there right to the Facebook page. Go and vote as much as you'd like. Again, stuff the ballot for your favorites. We'll announce a winner in Tourisms coming up on Thursday.